Hey man, this is the coach.
And I'm the Beacon. And welcome to the Point Blank Perspectives podcast. All right, Coach, what we talking about today?
You know what? It's been on my mind, man. Relationships. What does a healthy relationship look like? And I was talking with someone, and everybody has a different idea of what they feel as though a healthy relationship looks like, especially when it comes to men. It a lot of times we may not know. All right, I got to make sure I say this just right. Believe me, there are times where we may not know what a healthy relationship looks like because we may not have been in one.
Oh, yeah, that's real.
You see what I'm saying? A lot of times it's
Or maybe you didn't see one.
right. You might not have never seen a relationship that would be deemed healthy, but you see a lot of chaos, and to you, that's normal.
Right.
So I guess we could say a healthy relationship is what you think is normal.
I don't know if I can. I don't know.
Because what I may think is normal and healthy, you may be thinking is chaos because that's not what you've seen.
Like, I get what you're saying. Because basically what you're saying is the way that people interpret what a healthy relationship is based off of what they've seen.
Right.
Yeah. But that don't mean that it's a healthy relationship. Because
right, okay.
If all you saw was abuse growing up, that's all you know. So for you, that's healthy. Like, you see a woman get smacked, you don't even bat an eye because you looking at it like, well, shoot, this is what all I know. This is all I've ever seen.
Okay.
But that just because that's what you're used to don't mean that that's healthy.
Right.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. That's what I think you were saying.
Right.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's what I'm saying. Believe me, because we know people that like me and you cousins.
Right.
So we have seen a healthy relationship.
I've seen yours. Yours is healthy.
No, yeah, mine's is healthy because I seen what a healthy relationship should look like.
Right.
A healthy relationship, and I'm only gonna give you my opinion. A healthy relationship is where two people in that relationship is talking.
Communication.
Is communicating.
Yeah, it always go back to communication, man.
It does, man. It does. When you're in a relationship, men, listen to me, man.
Listen to the coach.
Listen to what I'm getting ready to say to you, and I'm getting ready to get crucified for this, but I don't care. Men, men, listen to me. Let's get out of that a happy wife, happy life. Let's get out of that.
Yeah, that's dead.
And the reason I'm saying that is because I can say this to men as far as using it as sports. It takes a team to be successful in sports. It wasn't, we said Mike this, but we all knew he had Scottie Pippen.
Facts.
He had John Paxton.
Facts.
He had
Rodman
and
Kerr.
Right. So he had different people that played certain parts to make the team flow.
Right.
But Jordan got most of the credit.
Right.
And it was just a collective effort. That's the same thing as, in my mind, a healthy relationship. That's why me and my wife don't believe in 50-50. We believe in, as a team, it's 100. But if you may be lacking, like, you know what, I only got 20, and we talked about this before. I only got 20. Don't worry about it, babes. I got the other 80.
Yeah.
That makes it 100. That's a healthy relationship.
So basically, y'all balance each other out.
Yes.
That's what it's about, balancing each other out.
Right.
If y'all meet at 50%, that's great.
It's great.
But you ain't going to be 50% every day.
No,
Some days you might be, like you said, 20. And on those
Exactly.
days when you 20, in order for the relationship to work, she got to match that 80. And
yes.
She know that. And she willing to accept it.
Beacon, you are just right on the money. And again, I'm only giving you my opinion. That is a healthy relationship.
Well, you're the only person in the relationship, so you. I don't know what you want me to say.
That is to me, that's a healthy relationship. You know,
that sound about right.
Right.
But you know what though? You said something, and I thought you was going to say more about it, but you didn't. So
Okay.
I'm going to tell you how I feel about it because I agree with what you said.
Okay.
You said we got to get rid of the saying of happy wife, happy life. I've always felt that way. I've always hated that. Like every time I heard, even as a kid, I used to hate when I hear a man say that happy wife, happy life. Like, dang, dog, like your life don't matter at all. Like at all.
Exactly.
So my thing is, and I heard this, I don't remember where I heard it from, but ever since I heard it, I said, oh, that's the phrase right there. They say happy spouse, happy house.
Happy
spouse, happy house.
Okay.
So instead of saying happy wife, happy life, and it's all about the wife, it's basically saying, because both of y'all are each other's spouse.
Right.
So it's saying happy spouse, happy house. As long as your spouse is happy, your house is happy.
Right. I'm with you on that.
And ever since I heard that, I said that's the motto right there for a relationship.
I like that. That is also a healthy relationship. You know, I think a healthy relationship, and again, I'm only giving you my opinion. Gentlemen, a healthy relationship is where it's not always arguing. We sit out there and we go in, we in the street and we working or whatever we doing. We just want peace. That's what ladies, listen to me, ladies. Men, we want peace as men. We want peace as men. When we come home, we want peace. We will listen to you.
I'm single and I want my peace. In the moments when I am in a relationship,
you know, you want peace in because in a healthy relationship, you have to sit there and have time for yourself because you have to get yourself back together. You can't always be just in each other's face.
Right.
You can't always be up under each other.
Right.
Now, there are times where that happened because one of the spouses did not make the relationship, I'm going to say it like this, did not make the relationship stay healthy. So now I got to watch you. And I get that. Mm-hmm. But if you're in a healthy relationship, it's, you know what, spouse, man, woman, whoever, give the person some time. And men, if you have a spouse that is working and you have little people, if your spouse is out there and she gets home after you or whatever, take the kids, give her space. Same thing, ladies. Let the man have decompress. You will get a much better spouse, a much better
experience.
Yes.
You have a much better experience.
That's the word I want to use. We're going to use the word experience.
You'll have a much better experience with a man if you give that man some space.
Right.
Especially your Sagittarius brothers over here.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
Look, man, I gotta find ways to fit into this because
okay.
You the one in the relationship. I'm not in the relationship.
But
I have my thoughts though.
Okay, well let me hear them. Let me hear your thoughts as far as what do you for a single man?
Well, not even for a single man. I'm just saying, like, in terms of just a healthy relationship. Like, I know what that should look like.
Okay, go ahead.
You know what I'm saying? So, and I think we've talked about it on different conversations that we've had so far. You know, the importance of communication, healthy communication. Meaning that you have respect for each other, being able to look out for each other, you know, because you want to make sure that the person that you can trust them,
right?
You know, that you can rely on them.
You just brought up something that I forgot to say, and this is very important.
You just ain't get to it yet, Coach. You ain't forget. You just ain't.
No. I know. You said it. Where I can say something in a healthy relationship and not get judged.
Yeah.
And that is very important.
Yeah.
You know, men, we feel as though, dang, I'm always getting judged.
Right.
From work, and when I get in the house. I'm getting judged. Oh, you didn't do this right. Oh, you didn't do that. You didn't do that. And that's why I always say, get the man time to decompress, and get himself together so he could be much pleasant.
You know what? You just made me think about something else too.
Okay.
A healthy relationship, you make it intentional to make your spouse feel appreciated and wanted.
That's a good one. Yes, indeed.
And that's not just buying gifts. Now, people have their different ways of receiving love or expressing love. So that's all dependent on your relationship. But what we're talking about right now, or what I'm talking about right now, I'm not necessarily focusing on the financial aspects. So I'm not talking about a man buying you whatever you want. I'm saying, like, he'll say like little nice things to you, tell you how beautiful you are, or
yes,
maybe cook dinner or something like that, or like you said earlier, maybe he'll take the kids. You had a long day, he'll take the kids out, and the same thing for the woman. She could do those things too. But just little acts of kindness to show your partner sometimes, just little small subtleties that a lot of times people miss out on doing, and the whole relationship goes down the drain because you're not doing the little things. You might be paying all the bills, y'all might be having sex, y'all might be doing this, that, and the third, but it's the little things, the compliments. Like, you ain't complimented your woman in who knows how long. Now she go out, and now you mad because she up in some other boy face, but he complimenting the mess out of her.
Well,
that's the single me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm a single man.
Okay, so what you're saying is right. It's whatever you were doing to catch her eye, you should still do.
Right.
That makes it that keeps the relationship spicy. We want to use the word spicy. Spicy. Okay, all right. Okay. I'm a little tired. Okay, I'm sorry.
Don't worry.
But yeah, and like you were saying, whatever you did, I know I was like, for a while in the morning time when I get up and go to work, I would give my wife a kiss. And for a while I stopped, and she checked me.
Right.
She was like, "Dad, what happened?" I'm like, "What you talking about?
Right.
How come I don't get a kiss no more in the morning?" And I didn't get offended. I had to check myself.
Right. Because she could have not said nothing.
Right. And I'm like, no. She's good.
Well, no. I'm saying she could have said nothing and had an attitude, and now you trying to figure out why.
Right.
But
right.
If she don't communicate with you, how are you going to know?
Right. You're right.
So that's what I'm saying. That's
Okay.
how I'm validating in my mind that you have a healthy relationship.
Okay, I got you.
Because you stopped doing something, your wife noticed it.
Right.
She could have had an attitude and did all that. Instead, she said to you, "Yo, what happened to this?" And you heard that, and then I think you was about to tell me how you.
And I had to, and I didn't even get mad. I had to check myself. Like, wait a minute, hold on, because the job I do, and not just like I drive trucks, so anything can happen where I may never make it back.
Right. That's
home.
real. That's
know what I mean? So men, a little, whatever you want to say from the coach. Before you give your wife a kiss before you leave out to work, she's going to really appreciate it. I promise you. That's all. That's what I'm gonna say.
That's 15 years speaking right there. He ain't telling y'all no bull crap. He got 15 years experience. Where the clap button? I told you we clap up every time 15 years come on.
I don't know.
There you go.
Okay, there we go.
There you go. You gotta clap up 15 years of marriage.
Wait. Oh. It's 18 years together.
Sheesh.
15 years in marriage.
Sheesh.
And it's been good.
So if it's anybody y'all can listen to about a healthy relationship, it's the coach.
No, it's other people out there that you can go to and look at it and ask questions. And that's another thing what we don't do. Like, let me tell you this quick story.
Go ahead, tell us the story.
So with me and Angie, we got married, and then we went to Vegas for our honeymoon. And you know me. I will sit there and talk to anybody.
Right.
I don't care.
Right.
Well, it was these two, and they had to be in their 70s, two white people. And we were sitting, a couple, yeah. And we were sitting at a table, and they were sitting at a table right next to us. And I'm looking like you can still see in that man's eyes the love he had for his wife.
Oh, that's dope.
And I was like, excuse me. Angie's like, what you doing? I was like, hold on. I said, excuse me. And they're like, yeah. I said, I just got to ask a question. Mm-hmm. How long have y'all been married? And at that time, 2000, me and Angie, it was 50-something years. And he told me, he said, you just got to keep on doing what you're doing. You can't never, your job is to make sure you make her happy. That's your job. I said, okay, I got it. Your job is to keep on going on dates. Mm-hmm. Your job is to make sure you can make this relationship as healthy as you can make it, where if someone else sees your relationship, they are jealous and they are envy that's what they want.
That's hot.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's
he
hot.
said that's your job because you ain't out here looking for nobody. Mm-hmm. You got who you gonna get. Now it's your job to sit up there and people be like, "Dang, I want that."
Right.
That's your job. That's your job in a relationship, men and women, not just the man.
Right.
We were talking about a relationship.
Not just the man.
Not just the not just the men. We're talking about women and men. You know, I look. You know, I scan social media, and I
don't do it.
and I seen where these women want to be in a relationship, but I can't take you here, or you got to have this. And we talked about this before. I think that you if you do find somebody like that, your relationship ain't gonna be healthy.
Right. Unless that's what you want, because some people want that. Some people want somebody they don't have to give no kind of emotional attention to. They don't have to like be physically there all the time. Just let me pay. Like, make sure you look right, got everything you need. You know, I'll pay all that, and you just leave me alone.
Right.
And we'll get with each other. Some people like that.
Right.
And some women just like to receive.
Right. And because that's what they think a healthy relationship is. Yeah. And that's why I said to you is, what does a healthy relationship look like to everyone? It looks different.
Definitely looks different.
You know, and then a lot of times it comes from, especially if you come from a single parent. Right. Compared to you got both your parents. It looks different. Right. Because you're talking about two people from two different backgrounds trying to come together as one to make it work. Mm-hmm. And you don't know about their baggage. Mm-hmm. You may know that they've been in
you know what's on the surface.
Right. You know what's on the surface. Yeah. Until you get married and then other things come up but you always got to keep in mind that, okay, you know what, we're going to make this work till something comes up and this ain't going to work out.
Because to your point, and this is a different example, but it serves the purpose of what we're talking about. My entire life, I've never wanted a roommate. And I have friends who I'm close with or whatever, but I've never wanted a roommate. Because we cool, we can hang out, we can play video games, stuff like that. But in terms of sharing space,
give me a 20. What do you mean roommate?
Like a roommate, like when you move out and you have somebody who lives with you.
You talking about a dude or a female, or it doesn't matter? In this
scenario, that's why I said what I said before I started talking. Because in this situation, I'm talking about just a roommate.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not talking about relationship.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay.
I'm just saying a roommate. I'm saying there's something to be said about you know a person on the surface, but you don't know them to the core. And I'm saying the example I used was a roommate. Okay. Because I can know you all day long. Like me and you, we cool. We ain't never lived together.
No.
If we lived together, we might get on each other's nerves.
Yeah, right.
So that's what I'm saying. In terms of when you apply that logic to a relationship, it's the same thing. Okay. You might know that woman and y'all get along fine, but until you really spend time with her and y'all start like putting y'all lives together, now you get to learn how how much she cooks or doesn't like to cook. You get to
Right.
learn how messy the man might be. You know, you get to learn about how each other is with finances.
Right.
So it's so much stuff that you learn that takes time for you to really get to know or get exposed to.
Right.
Because in the beginning, everybody's the best version of themselves.
Right.
They got the best lines. They wear the best clothes. They probably been going to the gym or something. Got the best body. You know, they taking naps before they see you, so you're getting good energy every time. You spend enough time with somebody. Oh, I'm tired. Whatever. Whatever. Get out my face. Before it was, hey, baby. That's my baby, y'all.
Yes, indeed.
Then after a while, it's like, oh, him? You're like, dang, go on.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
So.
No. Certain things can actually tear down a relationship, a healthy relationship. And it's like we would say the red flags.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. I can't, right offhand, I don't know no red flags.
Honestly, the red flags for real are the opposite of everything that we just said so far.
Okay.
Because we've talked about communication, trust, respect. I forget what else, but even if you just take those three alone, if you don't have those things in your relationship,
you're right.
It ain't a healthy relationship. If I can't trust you, if we ain't communicating, and what's the third? I don't remember the third thing.
And I'll go back to what I said before. There are three things that will kill a relationship: the lack of communication, the lack of respect towards each other,
Facts.
and money.
Facts.
You can, and then someone I was talking to, they like, well, what about sex? That won't kill a relationship. That may ding, put a little dent in the armor, and you can get over that.
Right.
You know, you may not have it when as much when you first in a relationship.
Right.
So, man, let me say this. Let me say this, man. And I'm talking to you, men. She was giving it to you. You know, she was giving it to you frequently. But when you get married and now you got kids, please don't look for it like you was getting it when y'all was just first dating. And don't get an attitude. That means you need to step your game up and do something to make her want you.
Hey.
That's what that means. You guys get, and that means you getting relaxed. Gentlemen, let's stop getting relaxed. That's what did we do to catch her eye? And then let's go. Don't sit up there and then all right, I gotta say this, man. You know, I was trying to be cool and don't get men. How dare you sit up there?
How dare you?
Yeah. How dare men sit up there and talking about, you may talk about your wife weight and all this, but you sit up there and you don't look like you ain't been to the gym in fucking 30 years, man. This just cracks me up, man. Oh yeah, my wife. But nigga, you ain't been. I hate these words.
My wife lost it.
No, you lost it too, man. You ain't been to the gym in 30 years.
He sit there with titties bigger than hers.
Right. You need a gut buster on yourself.
Talk about what I'm supposed to do with that.
Right. She probably saying, what am I going to do with you?
Right.
Right. You only got a minute. You can't stay. Your stamina's down. Fuck.
Breathing all heavy in the jaw.
What the heck?
She like, ew.
Right.
Yeah,
but it cracks you. I heard some dudes say that. You know, oh man, my wife. And so I met their wife. Mm-hmm. And I was like, you know, I didn't say nothing to him.
Right.
I said to myself, dude, you got to be joking me.
Right.
You look like Jabba the Hutt. If y'all don't know who Jabba the Hutt is, man, Google Jabba the Hutt.
I don't know who Jabba the Hutt is.
Star Wars? Jabba the Hutt?
Yeah, I ain't watched Star Wars. I wasn't into it.
Okay, all right. You look like Jabba the Hutt, and you sit there talking about your wife that's in more fit than you.
Right.
You know, so yeah, we going. Oh yeah, I ain't mean to spaz out like that. I'm sorry.
No, man, listen, that's what it's all about. You sharing your perspective.
Yeah, you know what I mean, and it pisses me off when I hear dudes their standards in the relationship change once you get married. Nigga, what? 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 Are you joking me? Sometimes I don't even have a conversation with dudes when it comes to relationship. You know what I mean? Hey, Fred, you. No, man, I ain't agreeing with you on that. Right. You a hater. Oh, my God. Oh, now I'm a hater because I agree with your foolishness? Right. Yeah, you right, player. You right. But, yeah. You know what I mean?
That's real, though.
Us as men, we got to stop it. You know? Or a lot of times, you even have it where you marry, and now all of a sudden you're starting to compare your wife to your mother or your old girlfriends.
Oh man!
And you may say something.
Oh, that's wild.
Oh, yeah, my mom cooked it like.
Oh, that's wild.
What?
Yeah, that's wild.
But men do that.
For real?
Yeah, what?
I ain't need another.
Yeah, and that's not healthy. That's a red flag. That ain't healthy at all.
Yeah, no, that's wild.
You know,
anytime you comparing your spouse to somebody else, that's not good.
It's never good, man. It's never good.
That's never good.
You know what I mean?
I'll never forget one time. It was the most uncomfortable thing ever happened. Well, it was uncomfortable. I ain't gonna say it's the most uncomfortable thing, but it was real uncomfortable. So when I was younger, one of my homies was dating this girl, and so my homie called me. He like, yo, he had to come get something from the crib, like from where I was at. So he called my phone. He like, yo, I'm about to come pick up whatever. So he come through the crib. He got his girl in the car, right, in the passenger seat. Now at the time, I was working out. So when I came outside, I'm not thinking nothing of it. I met his girl before, you know.
Right.
I'm in the house chilling. He came past to pick something up. I'm run out there, give him what he, you know what
I'm saying? Right, keep it moving.
Yeah. So I go out there. I think I had like well, you can't say that term. No,
athletic shirt on.
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. I know what you're going to say. Right.
So I had that on. So when I came outside, you know, dapped my homie up, gave him, you know, whatever. And all I remember his girl saying, dang, babe, why can't you look like that?
Oh, no, she didn't.
Dog, I swear.
No, she didn't.
Yes, she did, I swear.
What was if you could somewhat remember, what was his look?
I don't remember his look. I remember what I said. I said, oh no, that's drawing. I said, no, you can't.
Yeah.
Said, no.
Ladies, forget the lady or men. If you're in a relationship, don't compare someone, you comparing to someone. Just do it in your head. Don't do it. Don't say it out loud.
Because that was the most uncomfortable thing.
And now, for you.
Yeah, because now I'm like, this is my man.
Right.
You my man, girl.
Right. And you shouldn't do that.
And you complimenting, like, no.
Right.
Don't even see me like that.
Right. And also for me, what I don't play, me and Angie don't do that. These pranks that you be seeing on social media. No, we ain't playing that. We ain't playing those games.
I mean, but to be fair, it depends on the relationship. Because, I mean, you and Angie, you know, y'all not doing that. But for another relationship, they might be jokesters. Like, that might work for them.
Yeah, you know what? You're right.
That might be how they keep their spice.
You know what? You're right about that. Let me take that back.
Yeah.
Keep on joking. Keep on joking. Make people, because you're making people laugh.
Right.
Okay, cool.
And the other part of it is just because it don't work for you don't mean it won't work for them.
That is true. You know what? The coaches, he do apologize. Please forgive me for that. Just let's strike that one away. I didn't mean to say that. I didn't mean to say that. Forget that. Let's strike that away. Okay. You know.
But you were talking earlier about like what you see growing up. You were talking about how if you grew up in a single parent home, how you view marriage. And me growing up in a single parent home, I don't know that I ever really thought about getting married. Like, at least early on in my life, like as I was growing up, I mean. And to your point, it's because I didn't grow up in a house where my mom was married. Like, you know. So I never really put no real thought around it. Now, and I'm trying to think. If I'm including everybody, I think everybody who I can remember, who I grew up with, that saw their parents married, like actually saw them married, even if they're not married today, I think all of them have been married. even if they're not married like right now. So there is something to that. And then some of my friends who grew up in a single parent situation like me, who never lived with both of their parents, I think some of them are still single. So
I mean, that's just something.
and that's not to say that all people who grew up in single parent houses,
Right.
Yeah, it's not to say that.
No.
But there is something to be said about the intention of getting married,
but
when you don't grow up in it.
Right, but but what we're talking about is relationship. It's, do you know what a healthy relationship looks like?
Yeah.
And the reason why I say when it depends when you're growing up in a single parent home, because if you got that parent that different people coming in as you were growing up,
Yeah, that's wild.
that's you think that's healthy.
Right.
So as a man, I'm just going. If I do have a kid, no, I'm just gonna bring it in because this is what I know.
Right.
So, and as a woman, a young lady growing up, oh, well, that's what my mom did.
Right.
So I'm gonna go ahead and keep on doing it.
Right.
So, and a lot of times, not a lot of times, I don't want to say a lot of times, but you have times when if I grown up in both of my parents are there and they're always fighting. Oh, shucks, that's how I know to treat a woman.
Right.
Yeah, so, like I said, if it's both parents, and it can be a lot of different situations that I'm in the house when it comes to both of my parents. And if my parents if my parents are going through turmoil but are still married, and I see this and I don't understand that this is not the right way to live, but it's working for them. And as I get older and I realize, as I look back on my childhood, that was trauma, but my mom and dad lived in that and they was married for 60 something years, I'm going to think that was healthy.
Right.
Until I understand that, no, that's not healthy.
Right.
And then relationships, when it comes to where you were raised, the neighborhood you come from, because now that's a different dynamic when you're talking about your neighborhood, how I was raised, because the men and women look at things different. If you always around different family members, they got their own opinions on a healthy relationship.
Right.
Everything it get tricky. So we have to just, as young, okay, this is healthy until we know better. But we're hoping, and I'm hoping at that time when you know better, no real damage is done. Or just, you have to talk to people. A lot of us don't want to talk when it comes to relationship. Oh yeah, I got the best relationship. You may not.
You know what else makes for a healthy relationship? And I don't want to get too deep on it, but having the same beliefs, or at least having somewhat of the same foundation when it comes to, and I'm not just talking about like religion. I'm talking about like just beliefs in a lot of stuff, like how to raise a kid.
Yes.
Beliefs in how money should be spent, or how to use your money. But if you with somebody and y'all have a lot of the same, if your thought process is the same on a lot of different topics, that helps for a healthy relationship too. I'm not saying that, because sometimes you can butt heads with somebody if y'all have the same thought, but it just seems as though when people have the same interests, when people have the same mindset about certain things, that tends to make for a really healthy relationship. Even with exercise, like if you with somebody who works out and you don't want to work out, then that might not be the best situation. Or in another situation, you might have somebody who want to party all the time. You're not a partier, or somebody who go to church all the time. You're not in the church. So, not saying that those things can't work, but I'm just saying that when you have somebody who you in a relationship with, you probably want to make sure that person is somebody who y'all have some similar interests.
Right. And then we're gonna move on. I also want to bring this up, and this is important. what makes a relationship unhealthy is when, and we're talking about a red flag, when you meet that person and they're real dominant, and it makes you seem like you're small. They're real dominant over you.
Right.
They try.
Right. And you talking about for
either one,
yeah,
man or woman. I'm not putting no gender on that.
Right.
You know, and so, but if that's what you seen, where I come from a single parent and my mom she was dominant,
right.
then I may lean towards a strong woman.
Right.
And, so, yeah, those things. Whew.
No, that's definitely real.
Yeah.
That's definitely real. Because I know for me, and I think I've mentioned this before, but just growing up, being around strong women, not necessarily dominant. Like the women in my life weren't dominant, but I just grew up around strong, independent women. Mm-hmm. So for me, anytime I'm met with a woman who is not strong or independent, I'm turned off. Like, that's just how I am.
You don't feel like you may want to run over top of her? That's the part that turn you off?
I have no interest in doing that.
Okay.
Like, I have no interest in running. I need somebody that's going to, like, stimulate my mind, teach me some things, and inspire me to do stuff. Not, I can't rely on them when times get rough.
Okay.
Because I've had some challenges in my life. You know what I'm saying? So I need somebody who I know can go through the fire. Because the way my life been set up, I mean, I'm much better now, but I've gone through a lot of stuff in my life. So for me, when I see any type of weakness in a woman, it's a turnoff for me, because I'm thinking, anytime I see weakness in a woman, it's a turnoff for me, because I'm not thinking about right now in this moment. I'm thinking about in the future. As I get older, maybe something might come up, a health issue, maybe a financial issue, maybe I lose my job or something, or maybe I hit on bad luck with finances or something. So for me, I'm always just hoping to find a woman that, can hold it down when stuff get a little rough.
Got you.
Yeah.
So let me ask something. What are tips to create?
You asking me?
Yeah, to create a healthy relationship. Yeah, I'm gonna ask you. What are some tips that you would do to make sure your relationship stay healthy?
Well, we touched on a lot of it. The communication, the respect, the trust, the romance. I think it's important to, like you said earlier, whatever you did to get her, keep doing that. And I think the real saying is, don't do anything that you don't plan on making a habit when it comes to a woman.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
If you was doing stuff in the beginning to get her, like, keep doing that. Because if you stop doing it, then, that's when things start to dwindle off. And,
right.
So.
Comfortable.
Yeah.
Being comfortable.
Yeah, don't get too comfortable.
Right.
And then I think it's important, too, just to, like, try to learn new things together. So it's not because y'all supposed to evolve as a couple. It's like, okay, I'm me and she's her, but when we get married, like, we supposed to be us. So now what does that look like? And I think it's like, you should explore that. Travel together, like you said, go on dates. Maybe y'all take some classes, learn some stuff, or try something new that neither one of y'all did before, just to keep it fun and fresh.
Right.
So that's just a little bit of what I'm thinking, as a single guy.
Right, I got you.
But if I get in a relationship, I'm gonna be ready.
Okay, ladies, do you hear that? Ladies, do you hear that?
Don't listen too hard. Don't listen too hard.
Listen, ladies, do you hear that? He's a good catch. I promise you, I can speak on. He's a
damaged goods.
Whatever, ladies, you can change him now. Say no, but and it's tips to create a healthy relationship is we have already really responded on them. We really talked about them already, and like I said, for being married, to create a healthy relationship as a married person, it's whatever you did to get her eye, you have to still do. You can't stop. I have had ladies, can you talk to my husband for me? Freddie, talk to my husband. We ain't been on the date and said, what? I don't know what to say. all right. But I'm, now I'm like, oh man, what do I really say? You know.
No, but you know what's dope about that? Because you made the point earlier where you said your job is to make other people jealous and envious. So
Yeah.
if that's the case, I'm assuming that the people who are coming to you, they see how you are with your wife, and they're saying, without saying, he need to be more like him.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's cool. Again, that you're able to give examples that show that you're living what you're talking about.
Yeah, and that's the way it should be. You supposed to make it gentlemen, when you marry your wife, okay? Let me say this. Listen to the coach, okay? Listen to the coach. When you marry your wife, you supposed to have it where everybody looking at your marriage like, man, I want that. You want them to just envy what you got. That's married. Come on, man. You married the woman.
But you talking, all right, but let's be clear. You talking about the chemistry and not how she just looked.
Yeah, I'm talking. Let's make this clear.
Be very clear.
Let's make this really clear.
Because some people will take what you just said and they'll be like, all right, yeah, because she gonna walk in with the tight stuff.
Oh, no.
And I know that ain't what you're talking about. So let's be clear.
Thank you very much. Let me be clear. I'm talking about the chemistry. That's what I'm talking about. Once the chemistry is there tight, it don't matter. She gonna shine.
Right.
You want your marriage to shine. That's what you want. You want your marriage. You want your relationship. You want it to just stand out with people that are so envy. They are so like, man, I want that. Right. You know that it ain't always the best times, but we have more better times than we have unbetter times, if I can use the word unbetter times.
No, you can.
Okay.
It's your perspective.
Okay, yeah, that's my perspective. So this is what it is. And I'm not saying it don't matter who you are. It's how you treat your spouse.
Right. That's
a healthy relationship. You know what? I'm gonna treat my spouse like the queen she is. Right. That's healthy. That's what you want to keep on doing. Will that person work your nerves from time to time? Hell yeah. But how do you handle it? Okay. We did not talk about this, and we can't. I would be remorse. Or not remorse. No. I mean, no. I would be a fool if I don't bring this up.
Bring it up.
It's a healthy relationship is how you argue, because that's big in a healthy relationship is how do we handle conflict in this relationship? Because if you think you're not gonna have no goddamn conflict in that relationship, you gotta be crazy.
Right.
I don't care if you single, you just met somebody, some way somehow they gonna work your nerves.
No, that's real.
So you need to, how do we handle this conflict in this relationship when this conflict come up?
And if you're single, everybody different.
Yeah.
So don't try to handle your conflict all the time the same exact way.
Right.
You have to be able to read the room or read the woman.
Right.
And women, read the man.
Right.
Every man not going to let you just tee off and say what you want.
No.
You know what I'm saying? And men, every woman ain't gonna just take everything that you got to say to her either.
They gonna say something back.
Right.
And a lot of times a woman will tell you, it ain't really what you said, it's how you said it to me.
It's always that.
Yeah.
It's always the delivery.
And it ain't right. It ain't right. It's how I deliver it.
It's always the delivery. Delivery is always a challenge.
Right. So
go
ahead, we saying?
One thing I was gonna say, because I know we're getting close to wanting to wrap this up, but I know we talked about tips to have a healthy relationship, but one of the tips that I would say to avoid a bad relationship
I'm listening.
is to remove the pride. Remove pride.
Ooh, that's big.
Because a lot of times people get in arguments and, I ain't going to apologize, or I ain't going to say I was wrong and this, that, and the third. Like, to me, if it's a healthy relationship, you got to get rid of that pride, man.
Yeah.
Like, have respect for yourself, but it's a difference between respect and having pride.
Right.
And too much pride to get you killed.
So could we say also, when you respect yourself, you have respect for your spouse too?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. That's big. That's big, Beacon.
I just felt like it needed to be said.
Yeah, that definitely did. Yeah.
I felt like it needed to be said.
Yeah.
And, even in some of the conversations that we've been having, when I'm thinking about some of the healthy relationships that I've seen, that's really what it's been. You don't got to win every argument. You ain't always got to get the last word. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's just better to keep your peace. Because we talk about that. As men, we love peace.
Love peace.
So.
Yes, indeed. And I'm fortunate to say my lovely wife gives me peace.
That's a beautiful thing, man.
I cannot argue. I cannot say. I can't speak for nobody else. But she gives me peace. And I love her for it. I love you, Angie. That's right. I'm shouting out my wife, babe. Angela Renee Rice. That's right. I'm
Lord,
shouting her
the
out.
whole government.
That's it. I don't care.
Lord.
That's my baby. All right. So on that note, this is I Am the Coach.
And I'm the Beacon. And this has been the Point Blank Perspectives Podcast.